episode number 9 of the Sarcasm Podcast is, in fact, brought to you by Learn with Kerns.
Yes, we're back.
Summer program is in now. Still taking people. Reach out to Learn with Kerns on Instagram or Facebook.
Yep, we're 4 weeks in.
4 weeks in, and they're having a time of their life. Let me tell you something. It's one of the get your kid a step ahead and join the Learn with Kerns.
Absolutely.
Air by Design, Heating and Cooling, Andrew Gibbon. No, it is not me. 267-549-4380. All your heating and air conditioning needs, relocation, service, installs, whatever you want. All Phases Electric is literally one of the best electrical companies in the city, hands down. 267-721-9839. Last but certainly not least, Marinucci's Deli, the best deli in the city of Philadelphia. Hands down. 2 locations, one in Mayfair, one in Frankfurt. I'm sorry, Portsmouth. Soon to be one in Frankfurt, hopefully. I don't know. I'm here with Chris Kerns, owner and operator of Camp Tractor.
Yeah, it's Camp Director, Academic Coach is the where I'm at right now. It's a sweet spot.
Is that the title officially?
Yeah, Camp Director, Academic Coach. For
Okay.
Sure. Tutor.
So, how's it going?
Everything's going well. Quite frankly, the last 3 weeks, we're going into our 4th week, right? My apologies. We're not a month deep yet. But last 3 weeks were great. I got to give a shout out to Engine 2. They came out. They set the tempo high for the kids with the fire truck. They let them spray the hose. It was amazing.
What?
Yeah, I was pretty shocked. Yeah, I definitely was. But
one of them didn't go flying around, did they?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
They all had great control. And after that, I got first thank the officers, Green and Scratcher. They came out with the SWAT. That was earlier this week. It was supposed to be today.
Scratcher?
Right? Yes. Phil Scratcher.
Oh, Phil Scratcher.
Yes. I believe he was District 26,
Old
right?
26 district guy. Okay. Hell yeah.
Apologies to anyone who had plans to come make it out today to see the SWAT team. However, I'm not even sure if he even came in. I was told, I got a text Monday morning or Tuesday morning saying Joe Biden was coming in. President Joe Biden was coming in Thursday, and SWAT had to reschedule. And shout out to SWAT because up on, and I haven't talked to Phil or Officer Green yet, but there was actually a response call after that shooting right off the Roosevelt Boulevard. The name of the street's slipping me, but yesterday morning, SWAT had to respond to a call where there was a open shooter.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Right where like the northeast meets North Philly, you know where the boulevard starts connecting near 5th
Yeah, like
Street?
Olney area?
Like more near like 5th Street.
Okay. Damn, I didn't even hear about that. Dude, I don't watch the news, man. I can't watch the news. I can't watch the news anymore, dude. It's just one of them things that I just...
Absolutely not on the cable news, but I'm plugged in through social media and just hearing. I mean,
right.
You hear about the big events eventually. You don't even have to follow news. It's like the Super Bowl. It's going to come to you. The stuff you got to know is going to come to you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Jack Gorham came, right?
Jack Gorham came, yes. He was our second presenter last week. He presented us with a 3D printer. It's amazing, the technology. We're going to be getting more 3D printers. Last week
Really?
Yes, we're going to be. Last week we created a 3D piggy bank to help the kids.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm still learning some techniques. So the piggy bank right now is still one solid color black, but eventually I had the kid design how they want to paint it. So we're going to paint it. And they're incentivized with rewards.
That'll come into play with your aren't you having a finance week too?
We're not having a finance week, so the piggy bank is representing the finance throughout the class. So we teach math
for the whole summer.
Right. So we do math,
and
reading, and spelling every day. So the math and the finance kind of just goes with, because I wasn't sure what the demographic would be, but our demographic now is pretty much first, second graders. And just teaching them the value of $1 now. So we do the auction games. We took construction paper, folded it. We made our 20s, we made our 10s. Everybody started out with a little $100. Some kids right away. We had an auction. They blew it on a Batman cave, $60 off the bat. Other kids walked home with their fake construction money. I said,
"Oh shit!"
Yeah. So, and it's good because, and even when we have games, I said, all right, I can put $1 in the bank, or a piggy bank, which we named Muffin. I can put $1 in Muffin, or I'll do $5 in muffin. This is what we do. If it's $5 in muffin, or if it's like, so we had team checkers, or we'll have team ring toss where it's all math. Or you guys can split the $5 and we can use that for some auction things.
Right.
Right. So they have a choice to keep it for themselves and their teammate, or donate it to the end of your block party.
You know what I've seen? I've seen, so they sell prop money. 1s, 5s, 10s, 20s, 50s, 100s. But it looks like a real dollar bill.
Oh, it looks like real cash.
It looks legit. But real small in the corner, it says fake. But what I've seen people do is they get that, and they get like, it's on Amazon. It says like fake or prop stamps, and they stamp all the dollars, and just to give it that like real kind of texture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, I ordered like 20 grand in hundreds from Wish. It took like 5 months to get.
Right.
But
next summer I'll have the money out.
Right.
Real
Hell
money.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
That's easy. That's super. And I wanted to, because I wasn't sure how it would be with the laptops and the technology aspects.
Right.
The that's something I'm definitely trying to overcome every week. I let them try to play with the games in the morning a little bit as people are coming in. We do a little bit at lunch because we might do a lesson for an hour. And then after a lesson, we'll do like a little 30-minute activity involved with the lesson. And then after that, all right, I'll give them 15-minute breaks. And what I notice is that they'll play with the toys. They'll play with the Batman figurines. They'll play with the big T-Rex guy.
Right.
They'll play with, they'll even have me create them pirate swords out of construction paper, so they'll run around like that. But they won't go and reach for games. They won't go grab Uno. They won't go grab checkers again. They'll play checkers when I make them have a tournament.
Let me ask you a question. What's the age group of your? What's the major age group of your
major age
students?
group right now is 1st to 3rd grade.
Right.
And that's actually a swing from what I had during the year, which was 5th and 6th graders.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, 1st and 3rd graders, you know. I mean, do they play checkers? I don't even know. I don't. I mean, stuff like that includes like Uno, for example.
They can play checkers for sure. It's a pretty simple concept for them to get down. I mean, I teach them checkers within 5 minutes. Yeah, they watch each other.
What's the attention span like there?
The attention span.
I mean, I'm sure the tablets nowadays and the video games and stuff like that doesn't help, because when we were younger, the video games, yeah, they were cool, but we weren't running around with tablets attached to our fingers.
I don't have the attention span problem isn't too bad with me, because I already know, so I'm not worrying about the 30-minute, 1 minute thing, because we might play one game or one activity that lasts 30 minutes total or 45 minutes total, but within that game, I'm making sure they're going at a certain rate, right? They're getting X amount of reps, right? They're throwing their rings X amount of time. We're trying to do the calculations on the whiteboard for them, and then they're getting back in line. They're watching the first person go, so they have the attention, and now the next guy's going. And now there's 3 here, there's 3 there.
Let me ask you this question. What's the feedback like from the parents for Learn with Kerns? I mean,
so the feedback for the camp has been so far great. It's a learning experience for us and the parents.
Right.
It's hot. We've been in pretty much a heat wave these last couple of weeks. We're keeping them outside because I don't like keeping them inside. But again, they can't be outside for too long. So, and with the public pools, I think they just opened this week. So what I had to do was we had to go out there. We had to get our own sprinklers. I'm currently waiting to hear about a city permit about having Trenton become a play block between X amount of hours during the afternoon, so that no trucks or cars come by and the kids can just have the whole
play street.
The whole play street, exactly.
Cool,
I mean, they're out there. They exist. I'm just waiting to hear back.
Right.
As of now, it's still working. We take them out. We have the 2 kiddie pools. We have the sprinklers. We have the bubbles. We have the chalk, ropes, and thank God Trenton is on that cobblestone street, so the traffic is less. But still,
what do you do for
they can't go in the street?
Right. What do you do for like lunch and stuff like that? Do
you
they
bring
have
your
to
own lunch?
Bring your own lunch?
We have.
Do you
some
have like
snacks.
a Pizza Friday or something, or no?
No pizzas Fridays. There are incentives, which we haven't reached anything in the camp yet. But when I had the pod houses, certain grades were incentivized. You would have Pizza Fridays, or I would let them order food or something. But going into our next week's going to be gardening and nutrition. So
Nice.
A lot of these kids, and even I know in the public school systems, they're giving teachers pretty much an R and crate of snacks. I mean,
right. You got to get
don't
some.
take it from me, but they're feeding these. Like, I know that if a kid asks for a snack this upcoming public school year, the teacher's going to have a snack and give it to them every time this year. It's coming.
Why is that?
Just because they're used to eating so much at home when this last COVID year.
The COVID,
so
right,
we're
right.
not. Yeah, so we're not. And my understanding is that Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, well, not Pennsylvania, but Philadelphia, will be on the leading curve of some of these innovations. Which, for good or bad, the one I hear is going to be readily available snacks all day long, and some are good because some. I mean, you don't know what the issues are with if they're eating at home or not.
Right.
But if you have the hot lunches. The free hot lunches. You have a breakfast program. Now you have snacks.
Well, check this out. With this whole quarantine thing, you know how they sent, like the whole public school system, you know how they sent home laptops with the kids?
Right.
Even kindergartners had
Yeah,
laptops.
they all have laptops.
Coming next year, even when they're back in the classroom, they're still going to use them in class.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that in itself blows my mind because you have... By the time they're in fourth grade, they're going to know how to completely operate something that nowadays is pretty much a necessity, right? A computer. Because everything's computerized now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything. You know what I'm saying? So when I got that email from my oldest, school, that they were going to incorporate the whole thing, the whole laptop thing into the school year, I was just like, damn. Like, I grew up at the wrong time, man.
So
you know what I mean?
You're talking about they're going to have the laptops on their desk while the teacher's teaching, right?
Right, and then doing activities on the computer.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to go great. You think that's going to be because first off, these kids.
I feel like it has to.
You think they have to do it for?
I feel like that kills two birds with one stone. What it does is it makes them learn. It catches their attention by the electronics.
Right.
And then it also trains them for today's lifetime. You know what I'm saying? With the whole being able to operate and navigate your way around a computer. Like, you need to know that. Now, it sucks, I wish they put that much effort into.
I would ask on a simple. First off, I'm for having a computer and having laptops and computers, having the best technology available to these kids. I'm not for if it's going to be the teacher talking for her whole lesson with the laptop also open, how it was, because they had hybrid.
Oh, that's going to distract. Yeah, it's going to distract.
So
the
I mean,
shit. Yeah,
if it's just like your math book, you bring it out when it's time to use. Perfect, great, but it shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be out for 8 hours. On top of that, I want to know. So
you're saying it's going to you think it would cause more distraction than anything?
More distraction, and I think it's just probably bad human interaction wise, because I mean, there's ways, and it's good they're going to be going back to school because some of these kids have to learn how to be sportsmen. They got to learn how to lose properly. They have to learn how to give their best effort. They might have to learn how, if everyone's playing a game, you can't be the rogue agent. You don't make the rules, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And my other point, going back to the computers. Besides, if it's fine if it's a part-time thing, if it's a part of them. The human interactions there. There's another point I wanted to make about the computers that's slipping my mind now. I'll come back.
We were saying open on the desk. I'm trying to jog your memory here.
Yeah, open on the desk. Completely forgetting on this one. As long as it's not out there for
8
entire
hours,
time.
right? And I don't know.
I remember my point. I'm talking Philadelphia Public Schools. What computer skills did your kids learn this year?
Right.
Did they learn? I mean, they're teaching PowerPoint. PowerPoint's great, and I was going to teach and learn with Kerns, but I scrapped it because when are you using it?
Right.
It's great. You can do presentations, but you can do a more creative presentation without the PowerPoint, most likely. And did these kids learn how to type? None of these kids know how to type. There are 6th graders, 7th graders. They can edit you a TikTok video that's better than anything you've done your entire life.
Right, but they can't type.
But they can't type.
Well, here's the thing, too. I mean, mine was only in kindergarten. So it was more so learning how to log onto a Zoom class, do the activities, but then it was more so, I guess, afterwards where you had to do, it's called seesaw work.
Right, seesaw.
Where you had to navigate the desktop, click on seesaw, do the whole bit. And, in the beginning, we would have to show him for like the first month or two, we have to go on there, show him what to do, all this. But then halfway through the year, we were able to set him a desk up in his bedroom with the computer up, and he was able to do all that stuff himself. You know what I mean? And he's in kindergarten.
But I think the big thing there is, and just like there's math, and I'm researching how to incorporate this in what Learn Kerns, but the intelligent factors. All right, can you read? Can you do math? Can you do write? And the other one that they don't talk about, and it was in the old Terra Novas, the SATs, is pattern recognition, right? So a lot of what he's doing now is just recognizing the patterns. He knows where Seesaw's at. They know the Google Classroom. But, I mean, this comes down to reading and writing now. But if I told, because I had the kids the same thing, they didn't know where things were at first. But then they found out where Mrs. Sandowski's reading class was at. They found out where Mrs. Rice, how to get back from music class to see their preschool teacher.
Right.
But what they didn't find out and what they didn't learn was how to go to YouTube, how to type in life of whatever their little thing is. They go type this in, type that in.
Right.
And then once they start typing, and how were they? Because a lot of games I know were little dragging games. I didn't see too many typing games, really.
Right.
And Seesaw, I know there's iReady, there's a lot of these different programs. They're fine, but I don't think it replaces a real-life teacher, and I'm hoping the teachers, it's always case by case.
Right. Do you remember in high school, Mr. Fitz's class, North Catholic, shout out, NC, baby?
Yeah, RIP.
What is the RIP, man? Great man, lost. I feel like he's still here. What is Mavis?
Mavis Beacon. Was that in his class? I didn't do Mavis. I only had him for one.
That was his class. It was like a game, but it was they taught you how to type, but it was like a game kind of. That was very.
Taught you how to use Excel.
Right. Well, Excel was Dockery. That was accounting.
So, funny. So the only reason I ever had Fitz was Dockery retired or stepped away my junior year or senior year.
Really?
And Fitz stepped in. Yeah. So that was actually my only Fitz class. I believe. I could be wrong. I got to double check, but that's why.
So if you had to, so obviously Learn with Kerns first year, did you ever imagine that it would get like this when you first started Learn with Kerns?
Because they're still.
I mean, I feel like it's blowing up.
Well, it's like a rec leader thing, right? So it's like you just got to keep just activities. There's a ton of things to do. They're kids. They're curious. They're learning new things every day. Just present it, throw it in front of them. That's why with Jack with the 3D printing, it's the best idea in the world.
Right.
Same thing you were saying with the computers and the learning the technology. Same thing with that's why we got the 3D printers. That's why we're going to get more. Now I wish I had those laptops so I could link them up and all that stuff with the technology I have, because they're not
right.
I have one desktop that's old, and I have a laptop that's my personal one.
Dude, it's only going to grow, bro.
Yeah, so I just got to keep getting stuff.
Only going to grow. Feedback, word of mouth. Now, are you still accepting students?
Yeah, so because everyone has summer schedules. I know I'm going to be losing kids for soccer camps,
right,
and such. Some kids are finishing up their summer tutoring programs, and now some kids were at home. They hung out with their families the 4th of July. So I always have the daily, weekly, and the summer rates. I can accept the a full summer rate with a deposit up till the end of next week. After that, it's going to have to be the daily or weekly. Rates.
Now, at what point would you stop?
We stopped the last week of August.
No, I'm saying like taking new people for the summer camp.
Oh, what's the number?
I mean, yeah, like when like
we can have up to 30-something kids there.
No, I'm saying like the end of the summer. If you have like 2 weeks before end time, like when are you going to stop?
Oh, we can take kids. We don't stop. I'm not going to stop.
Oh, cool. Okay. Cool.
But I mean, it's just going to become that daily rate. Right, so like I had a, you're going to have to sign the waivers and everything. It's there's 2 waivers.
Have you been on any trips yet?
No, we're going to be doing a trip not next week, but in 2 weeks. Next week's garden and nutrition. We're going to have a small field trip.
Guardian nutrition?
Yeah, gardening and nutrition.
Oh, garden. Okay. We're
going to have a small trip over to Greensgrove Farms on Cumberland Street, which is an urban farm. We're going to have a nutritionist come in, and we're going to make veggie smoothies. And then the week after, we're also going to 3D print some vases. And I'm not sure what we're going to plant yet, but we're going to do some planting in these vases. My understanding is you can't really eat too well out of this plastic I bought, but you can grow stuff out of it. So going to make up more vases. Same thing, we'll have to paint those.
Right.
Do the whole 9. And then the week after that's community service week.
Nice.
And I have a dilemma because I know that there's city workers that are paid to clean up Pop's playground, Sion playground. So I'm not going to take the kids over, hold their hands, and have them march through a playground that may or may not be clean with who knows what.
Right.
So I'm in the need now, and I know there's St. Mary's Home. I know there's places that need volunteers. I got a bunch of tiny little hands. I got a few big hands. We're looking for places that need volunteers for, I guess it's the third week in July. Not next week, the week after. So in 2 weeks. So if you know anyone, comment below. I'll reach out. I'll schedule something. We do a food drive over at the church, St. Michael's, where we have Learn Kerns. They're great there. The workers are amazing. They have a food drive and a food bank every Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. If you know anyone, come out. They have bags of food. It's all brand stuff.
Nice.
Gallons of milk. There's whoever comes gets served. It's that simple.
Cool.
You know, it's that easy. If you come, you will get milk. You'll get bread. Everybody gets served. There's enough for everyone.
Nice. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Dude, this is
the church has been great.
Right, absolutely. We spoke about this for a while, man. It's great what you're doing, and I'm super fucking pumped for you, man. That you're finding success, in what you planned on doing, man. It's awesome for sure.
And we're gonna have more people getting involved. We're speaking out to musicians that want to volunteer. We're gonna try to build a small kind of recording studio because these kids they love to perform and act.
Oh, right.
So
right.
I mean, let's give them the best stuff.
Absolutely.
So this summer was the first step. Next week, me and my staff are having a meeting. We're going to go over what went well, what didn't go well, what worked, what didn't work, how can we improve, and we're just going to take it from there.
Good. Hell yeah. That's what I love to hear, baby. Let's go.
And it's all people from the neighborhood. People are reaching out. People want to donate things. I'm sure you know someone that's been involved. It's been excellent.
Right. Hell yeah. Learn with Kerns. Let's get it. Let's get her done. Heck yeah. We like it. So what is this I hear that your name is what is it?
Commish Chris.
Commish Chris.
We're going to do a little Sixers talk.
Yeah. What is this about? Commish Chris.
Yeah. So
the biggest Sixers
hater
fan in the whole city.
At least for a few people. Nothing. So before Learn Kerns, I'm getting my wardrobe, all my summer shirts, my gear for the camp. And as everyone knows, our Philadelphia 76ers flamed out in historically bad fashion.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, I know there's people that defend Doc Rivers left and right because they say you can't play with Ben Simmons, but it is what it is. I personally believe that Ben Simmons has handicapped anyone who's came to the Sixers organization.
I would agree with you.
Besides maybe a couple 3-point shooters.
I would agree with you.
Long story short, I literally didn't watch. I probably watched less than 10 full Sixers regular season game, and I was a guy that would buy box tickets to process games. And I just couldn't do it. I wasn't getting excited about any kind of regular season recognition, especially in this glorified preseason, regular season the NBA does with the load management and such.
Well, Ben Simmons is gone after this year.
You think he's gone this offseason?
Yeah.
Where? For who?
Clippers.
For Leonard?
No way. Clippers are getting rid of Leonard.
Okay.
They're picking up Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons just bought a $17.4 million house in
What's
LA.
the deal? What are we getting?
I have no idea. I'm just putting the pieces together. I seen that the Clippers were interested in trading Kawhi, and then I immediately see the headline that Ben Simmons has purchased almost a $20 million house in L.A.
See, yeah, that's all the pattern recognition right there.
Right. So you're not going to just buy a $20 million vacation home and still play for the Sixers.
And I've heard people that defend that. So like, oh yeah, exactly. He bought that house. He's gone. But then I heard people defend this, saying he still has his house in Philadelphia, which I thought he stayed downtown somewhere at like a residency. You know?
What's he in, like Mayfair or something?
I have no idea exactly. So
yeah, now he's gone. He has to be gone after this. He has to. Has he even put anything out on social media about his performance?
He completely trolled us with the Wimbledon thing. I mean, he got that girl. He did the house thing. He got the girlfriend right away, and they all hint towards. He's a prima donna personality that I don't like. And now we have Danny Green. I mean, and this all starts, I think, with the the Sixer culture,
Well, let me ask you this
the
question.
organization. It's
With
poison.
that performance he played, I mean, obviously he had his hot streaks during the regular season. Now, with what he did in the playoffs, what can we get for Ben Simmons, in your opinion?
I still think you have to be able to get one. He can be a package for a stud, which I would call a tier 1 dude, right? So Embiid's tier 1, but he's more like a tier 1B due to his injury concerns, right?
Right.
There's other tier 1 guys. James Harden would be a tier 1 guy. I think you can get a tier 1, tier B, a tier 1A, tier 1B guy. I would consider Lillard probably not a tier 1, maybe like a tier 2 guy. But I think you can match and be with a super stud like that, or you got to get multiple pieces and picks and just
start the process
well,
again.
here's the thing: we start the process, and once we traded for Jimmy Butler, the chemistry issues were gone because we didn't have that organic team anymore, right?
Right.
So we trade Sarek, we trade Covington, 2 organic guys. We don't have them anymore. Apparently, the word is, everyone knew Butler was going to be going to Miami after that season, and we still traded for him. And then we got Harris. And then we traded a bunch of guys for Harris. We traded Shamet. We traded more picks. But again, like I'm saying, they're all organic pieces compared to the free agent pieces. And the NBA, yeah, you get Anthony Davis, LeBron to conspire for your team. You'll be back in the hunt. But Philadelphia is not that market. We're not the NBA destination market we like to talk about.
Well, I got to be honest with you, man. During that one game where, Steph's brother, Seth Curry, he's
yeah. Seth Curry, he's amazing.
Yeah, Seth Curry. When we were, I think maybe game 2 of the Hawks, I kind of feel like his brother put up a tweet. It was a picture of them both in Sixers uniforms and said, like, I wouldn't be opposed to it or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of crazy.
That would be cool. Let's get some three-way deal where Leonard maybe goes to Golden State or something, and we get But they would never do that. I mean, come on. He's Steph Curry.
We have to get something. I feel like the only bust in our lineup really is Ben Simmons. Like he's a bust.
You don't think Harris is a bust? Because what's Harris' role? He's getting 20 points, but they're some of the most quiet.
Well, I think he's picking up for Ben Simmons slack at some point.
I don't think he's really picking up for it because I don't see him. You saw Middleton with Giannis out being able to. He was a decision maker, not just a scorer. He didn't just get his 20 points, but he was making decisions on every trip down the floor.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And just like Draymond Green. I mean, people do the Ben Simmons. And like Ben Simmons does make decisions sometimes. He's a decision maker, but he stops making decisions when it comes to shooting.
Right.
So, and Tobias, his assists were up a little bit, but yeah, I don't really consider Tobias like a triple threat decision maker. So, yeah, that's my beef with him.
So what do you think? Where do you think the Sixers go from here? I think we trade Ben Simmons for a tier 1?
I hate to say it, but in Harry Roseman we had to trust, and we got to just trust in Daryl Morey. I don't think he worked for the Department of Defense, so hopefully he can fleece somebody here. I was a guy that was pounding the alarm to trade Ben Simmons from day one. Not day one, from day one after 2019, the run it back summer. But we might have to practice patience. I don't know. I don't know what the market is.
Right.
I have to. I don't know the cap numbers and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
A couple years ago.
Well, dude, look.
I do know one thing. Now that he is maxed, it's easier to trade him for another max guy in like a pretty straight up deal. You get so and so, we get so and so.
Right.
The contracts match out pretty evenly.
Right. I don't know. I'm excited to see where it goes, man. Let's talk birds.
I'm excited for the birds. I have 2 bold bird predictions.
What?
Right off the bat. Jalen Hurts will have more total yards than Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz and the Colts won't win a playoff game. They're my 2 predictions. I won't say the Colts won't make the playoffs due to the third wild card spot, but I don't see them winning a playoff game, and I don't see Wentz accumulating more total yards than Hurts, who has his feet as a weapon. Hurts.
Where do you see Zach Ertz going?
Penny somewhere. I have no idea. He's like, I have no idea. Right? Just whatever we get, we get.
I mean, he has to go. He has to go.
Yeah,
right?
he has to go. He has to go. I'm not sure who our backup tight ends even are.
Well, Dallas Goedert.
Well,
he's a starter.
He's another guy. He was great, but he has to be a little bit more consistent, a little less. I mean, no, it's a tough game, but
Right.
he's been disappointing at times, for sure.
Dude, I got excited today, man. I got a notification from the ESPN Fantasy app that my two leagues were unlocked.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
So now I can start doing that shit.
I started receiving some fantasy football texts.
Are you a fantasy guy?
Oh, big fantasy guy. Give me stress.
Would you like to be in the Sarcasm
Oh, for sure.
podcast?
Absolutely.
That we have a live draft.
I'm a shark though, dude. I'm gonna
I
chomping
don't.
at
I
you.
don't. I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
not gonna say I'm gonna win, but there's gonna
I
be
don't
big
know,
old
dude.
chomps. There's gonna be a lot of chomping.
I don't know. I listen, man.
Yeah, for sure. We're doing 10 teams, 12 teams.
12.
12, good. Too cool.
$100 a head.
Cool.
12 teams. Live draft. Big trophy that I made.
3D print it.
No, hell no. Wood and brass pipe.
That's awesome.
Wait
Wow.
do you see this thing, dude?
See, I set the 3D printer. I walk away. It's done in 15 hours.
Right.
No sweating.
Nah, this thing's I routed it because like I literally have nothing else to do, right? So I was just like, you know what, let's and I actually had to replace the front of it because it says American Wit Podcast.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
now I have to do my thing there.
That's another thing. It's funny. Like I set the 3D printing thing up. I was shocked at first. They take 20 hours to a day to make something that's small.
There's a lot of stuff goes into it, bro.
Yeah, a lot of stuff goes into it. But then if you compare it to making something out of wood, you might be working on that thing for a week. You know?
It depends on the skill level.
It depends, yeah.
So let me put you in this scenario. You have first pick.
So, dude, I actually same
You
thing.
have first pick in the fantasy draft. Who are you picking?
McCaffrey's healthy, right? He's probably
For
first
now.
guy. Yeah, and is it 6 points for all TDs, thrown TDs?
Yeah.
6 point all thrown TDs.
It's PPR, regular PPR. Obviously, because of COVID last year, we had to make some adjustments as far as like another IR spot in case somebody came down with COVID. We did.
Right.
Lo-
all those COVID rules, I'm assuming, had to come and play. They were saying,
Right,
and then
right.
I was telling all my.
Right. Now, thank God nothing ever happened like that. But
We were arguing for hours about it. I was like, guys, just listen to the rules I propose. It's not even going to matter.
right.
I usually try to go, even though there's a lot of wide receivers, I actually try to go zero running back. I'm a believer in the zero running back.
What
And
do you
then,
mean, zero?
Just loading up, getting the best receivers, and then taking your running backs later. I mean, obviously, there's some guys you can't let go. If you're in the top 5, there might be certain dudes I still have to see this
Right,
draft.
right.
Because fantasy's weird now.
Right.
Receivers blow up. The end of the year, it's all picking up and all this stuff. You know, it just doesn't. It's different than when football, the NFL's different, and fantasy football is absolutely different. Right?
I got into fantasy football like 4 years ago.
4 years ago, yeah, it's absolutely. I've been playing. I was drafting at Fluke's Bar when I was like 11 years old, and then getting dropped off at like CYO football practices.
Yeah. Dude. So and ever since, I've become addicted.
Yeah, it's
like
great.
I don't even like summer anymore just because I want fall to happen.
Yeah, you get the books out.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I love
it's
fantasy
just,
football.
and it's crazy. Like I'm in there. I'm in a big one in my AOA's club,
Yeah, nice.
and I kind of after there's like a waiting list to get in.
How
there.
you make it out? You win?
And you know, well, here's the thing. I had like the best team going in to the playoffs. I had Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, that dynamic duo. I had Kittle. Like I had and it's just a 12-teamer. I traded for Kittle, and I just had who the hell was my running back? I don't even remember, but I went in and everybody's just like, oh, that's it. Like he won, lost first round playoffs
No, well,
to like scrubs, dude.
Yeah.
Like you know,
that's why you got to pay out the top guy. And I have yet to run a league like this. And
I won money for best record.
Maybe sarcasm running a league, but the best way to do it is everyone play everybody every week. You just have a grand total record at the end. You play if there's 11 matchups for you. You know, and you'll have a total
Every
wins.
week?
Every team every week.
What do you mean?
Every team plays every team every week.
I never heard of that.
So it's pretty much by points. But let's say you can score 200 points in the first week, you'll have 11 wins. You'll be 11-0. But the next week, you might be the low man. You might have 11 losses. So that way, it eliminates all that lucky stuff where people hate with fantasy.
Well, how does playoffs work in that aspect? By record?
You just run it 17 weeks. You just run it.
So there's no playoffs.
No playoffs. You just run it. Maybe you can adopt it to where the top 6 get in, then you do a tier playoff thing.
Right,
where you
right.
run the same thing. Or I actually thought about this. You run it till week 14, and then you do the traditional playoff.
Okay.
You know, then you go back to the traditional playoff.
Right.
Because
I don't know how that works with the app, though. I have no idea. I got to check it out.
Yeah, you would have to find one of these different different website.
I run it off ESPN Fantasy.
Right.
That's how I ran it last year.
There's Office Football Pool's not one, but there's other websites. Flea Flicker. Flea Flicker's a website where the app's not ESPN, but you can customize these leagues. CBS, maybe. CBS is a paid league still. There's a lot of customization there for your fantasy football leagues. Right. Yeah, I've been playing fantasy football for a long time.
Well, never mind. You're not invited into our league.
Yeah.
So earlier we were talking about like bachelor parties and stuff like that, and I'm kind of curious. I don't want to throw you under the bus, but what's up?
So I'll tell you what. I think a lot of guys.
Where do you think the best destination is for a bachelor party?
I think the best destination for a bachelor party is somewhere local, Atlantic City. Because Atlantic
City,
Florida. Well, I think a Clearwater thing's kind of cool. Laid
what about
back.
like Jacksonville, Luke Combs, October 28th?
I think. Yeah, is that what you're doing? Nice.
I don't know.
I think that's cool. Something like if you're doing, I'm down for bachelor parties if it's events, right? If you're going to go to an event, the Kentucky Derby, a Red Sox game, a Cubs game.
I want to go somewhere where it's nice, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not down for going to like some crazy place that's like Montreal to ski or
I'm not
Asheville to drink a couple, like North Carolina to have a couple beers in the Poconos.
Right.
So, but here's the thing: it's just these guys now. It used to be bachelor parties used to be a 24-hour thing. They're now being like 3-4 day weekends for some of these dudes. And now with the COVID, people bang, 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 bang. I mean, we're talking about this because we're in that demographic where.
Right.
It's the torture rack of friends and family that you grew up with getting married, cousins, everyone.
Right. So what was your how many bachelor parties you been
on? 4, maybe.
What was your favorite one, AC?
Atlantic City.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Would you go to
been Atlantic City,
Cabana?
Key West.
The beach bar thing?
Yeah, we did well, not the beach bar, it was a pool bar in Oceans.
Oh, Harris.
No,
the pool after dark?
Oceans Resort, I think it's called Oceans Casino. It's called HQ.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
There was some DJ there no one knew, but we were buying. You get water bottle drinks. I think we were drinking Red Bull vodkas or maybe like Moscow Mules. Cool, $34 each time. Yeah,
wow,
$34 a pop. But again, I mean, if you're going down to Miami or Las Vegas,
I'll never go to Miami ever.
Yeah, why would you go to Miami? Especially like as a bunch of guys, because if you're going down to Miami with 10 guys, it's tough.
Right.
And the secret with having about any fun party, not any fun party, but definitely the secret of fun bachelor parties is the amount of money you spend once you're there at the location. It's not about spending the money for the location. It's about spending money in the location.
Yeah.
You know?
Gets expensive, man.
Absolutely gets expensive.
Definitely gets expensive. I mean, shit, I would even go to like a local bar for like a couple hours. Be like,
I start docking. I start docking what to get for the wedding. 25, yep.
Really?
I start high, though. But the docking comes. For sure.
That's how it should be, though, man. If you're dropping like $1,200, dude, at the bachelor party for the bachelor, right? I mean, I kind of feel like you, shit, man, $1,200 to make his bachelor party worthwhile.
The only thing is, the wife's opened the car with him there. She's not at the bachelor party, so it's not like it's a gift for the new husband and wife, the new couple. It's not a gift for your.
He's spending for the both of them.
Yeah.
He's better for the both of them.
You start high. And they know, because then they can talk to everybody else and figure it out.
Right. Hell yeah. So what are you into as far as like politics wise, man? How do you feel this new administration's doing?
So talking about the Biden administration, I'll tell you what, I haven't been. We have our we have our typical. We all seen the prices.
I think he's doing a great job.
Yeah, well, we all seen the prices of gas, which kind of hit a.
I'm kidding.
Why
just give me that look?
Well, we know. And it's a tough job, for anybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but it's
the biggest responsibility in the world.
Outside of paying attention to, the federal scene, our president, because he's not doing nothing here in Philadelphia, So my whole thing is trying to follow what's going on locally. Locally, we know it's been a hot summer. We know it's kind of politically, it's kind of a dead period. We just had our elections, so those are done, and now we're looking forward, right? What's going to be happening? Because I think 2022 is another midterm year. Philadelphia's notoriously, again, low, and there's going to be challengers, and we might be able to you can't give up due to that. And I'm talking to the people that were following the DA election. That whatever that was, that's over with. The presidential election, even with Biden, that's over with. But now we're going to have people emerge, hopefully, come May. And then we'll find those candidates, and we'll support those candidates. Again, we talked about the potential governor race is going to be coming up.
Start at the bottom, man, and work up. I mean, that's just how it is, man. You know, I don't think anybody likes the violence anywhere, you know, but Philadelphia right now it's a melting pot of just straight up violence and disregard for anything civil, in my opinion.
If you look up the 177th, which is Joe Hohenstein, he has an article in the Real War Spirit. I think it was 2016. He's talking about what's he going to run on. All right, he said he's going to run on trying to make the infrastructures of these local schools better, because these schools, when you have good Catholic schools and go public schools, you have better communities, because he thinks charter schools sometimes don't get involved with the communities, right? So did he do anything there? I'm not sure.
Probably not.
I mean, schools 4 years later
you see him once every 2 years.
Good.
You see Joe Hohenstein once every 2 years, dude.
All these guys are far left. They've all ran on change. What has changed in the city? I'll tell you what's changed. The crime has increased every single year, and not by 5%, not by 10%. I don't roll out of bed. I don't roll out of bed unless we're at over 20%, right? So we're now at what, 33%, 57%, and this is from last year's numbers. We're probably around. We're eclipsing 300, and just 5 years ago that was taking us a full year. We're now doing that in 6 months.
Right.
So 600 murders on the books or not, it's coming.
Right. Absolutely.
And that's happening in the district these people live in, the 177th, out in Juniata. It's going up to Mayfair. We saw a guy get shot on Butler and Aramingo.
Right.
And it's just
right in the middle of the street. You see that video? The video was disturbing.
I saw the one. There's only the one video.
Well, there's a couple out there.
I saw one video.
But they're out there, dude. And it's like somebody just walked right up to him. He was just sitting there, bam, right in the head, man. And it's honestly, it's like that little meetup gather thing. The neighborhood that it's in, literally, has been begging the leaders of this city to put a stop to all these car meets, all these dirt bike meets, all this, and it just didn't happen. And now, right in the middle of Butler and Aramingo, somebody gets, this dude just walks right up to him, hits him right in the head, bop, done. And then you got people with their cameras out recording it,
on 4 or 5 cameras, like you said.
And then, it took somebody dying for them to put barriers in the parking lot so people can't do donuts, so people can't meet up. It took somebody dying. Like, it's clear that
I haven't seen the barriers up there yet.
Well, they're the little parking blocks. They're putting them in every spot now, because people would meet up. They'd do donuts. They'd form a circle and do tricks or whatever they would do. And now they're trying to stop it now. But it's just, why did it have to take somebody losing their life to do that? Like, these people, especially Joe Hohenstein and you know the other different district leaders, it's almost like they completely ignore the cry outs of the residents that live in these areas. It's crazy to me that you ignore this. You know what I mean? I'll be sitting up in bed at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night.
It's loud. It's loud outside.
You hear that?
It's not a quiet neighborhood.
You hear the bumping. You hear the bumping of the music because they're down on Delaware Ave, they're down on Lewis Street, and they're just blaring music till like 4 a.m, drag racing, doing whatever. And obviously the orders come from the top and they trickle down. It's just like one cop car isn't going to, if they go over there, they're going to look at you. They're not going to do anything. There has to be a strong presence. And, you know, obviously there's bigger issues as to why there's really not enough police in the city. There's just not. That people are retiring after like 15 years right now. They're just like, this isn't worth it. Yeah. I know somebody just straight up quit, and now he's probably working for the gas company. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, you really just you have to start. You have to.
Nice working for the gas company. Really.
You have to nip it in the bud. Like you can't allow these certain situations, like these events, I'm going to call them, to happen. If you want to stop all the crime, in my opinion, you stop it at its roots, right? Cops, there'll be 25 people in the corner of, like, let's just, for example, 4th and Diamond, 25 people in the corner. Cops will just drive by and not disperse. Next thing you know, a half hour, an hour later, you're getting a shot for a man shot on the highway. It's just like you gotta completely try to eliminate the issue.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So,
and I don't know, man. To me, being on that side of it, it's a very simple task. You know, you give the order. It's all you got to do. It may piss people off. 100% it may piss people off. But at least you have a very much less chance of somebody getting killed at the end of the night. I mean, you see Facebook, you see what it is. What's happening is every time you open up Facebook, triple shooting in Philadelphia, quadruple shooting.
100 shells.
100 shells. 8-month-old boy shot on his porch. Are you kidding me?
It's no regard for life. But here's, like you said, there's three things that stick out to me. You hit the one thing on the head. The policing tactics, we know what works. You just have to call it and put in an order. And we're not talking about anything aggressive or legal. It's just stuff that's going to prevent. It's going to prevent anything from happening. It's going to prevent it from. And the second thing is, we know that a lot of shootings involve drive-bys, and we know that these drive-bys are committed on motocross, ATVs, style vehicles because it's easy to drive away.
Well, that's something that they put into place as far as, police not being able to pursue. And I understand it. I do, 100%. I understand it because
it's dangerous. High-speed chases are 100% dangerous.
Well, especially on a dirt bike, right? I mean, that person gets spooked, and then, they probably 80%.
Well, we've seen the videos of guys getting away, right? Those were out after they put those laws in, or they started taking their ATVs or whatever. 1K guy bumped with the SUV. He runs. He jumps over another car. Jumps on another bike. He's gone.
Oh yeah.
Look what we saw with the guy that got shot. They took his gun. Took his
There
bike.
was a thing right on Broad Street, right before Washington.
Then the question is, what do you do with the people that just want somewhere to ride? Do you build something back on B Street? Like what? Where?
Dude, do you know how many? There's so many abandoned lots that they're not doing anything with, and you can't even say that anymore because Philadelphia.
Because it reminds you, it's more aggressive and it's faster and it's more dangerous, but it reminds you of the early
scooter days.
The scooter days. Well, the scooter days, but even more youthful. The skateboarding, right? So then they started making these skate parks over on Trenton Ave and stuff for these kids to go. Do we need? What's up with that? I know they have the thing up on Army Guy where they race the cars and stuff.
Well, here's the thing: the people that are
so where do you put the kids that are actually trying to do good and not trying to keep busy and not get involved?
Well, here's the thing. In my opinion, based off of what I've seen, I don't really think the people that are riding the dirt bikes around the streets, I don't think they're aspiring motocross, candidates. I don't think they're. Oh
There's
yeah,
some young kids
me,
though. You see some young guys.
100%, but they hopped on a dirt bike because they watched 50 dirt bikes and quads ride by the street, and they're like, "Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah, right.
I want to be in that group. I want to be riding."
And then it's in Creed. It's in all your rap videos. Right. Meek Mill's wheeling and down. Wherever.
I honestly don't think that one person that rides a dirt bike or quad in the streets of Philadelphia, it might maybe. I would say put a number on it as 4 or 5% actually want to go to a track.
Right. It's probably less. You're probably right.
You know what I mean? I think that's why they do that, is to ride the streets and just get out and ride, right? Because unless they didn't like riding, they wouldn't be doing it.
Right.
But in that case, you get a motorcycle and ride, right? You don't get a dirt bike. You don't do that.
But some people know the idea. All right, I'm 16. How long gotta be get motorcycle? Gotta be 18 or 21, or is it like the?
Well, I think it's dirt bikes are 16, but 18 years old is when I got my license for a motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. Some people just don't even realize that they can just get regular motorcycles, and they don't have to just fly around Philadelphia. They can take it to California.
Right, you can go wherever
they
you
can
want.
take it to Vermont.
Right.
That's so. Again, that's why with Learner Kerns, you just want to show some people that there's more things. It's
Absolutely.
just not Philadelphia. It's not Kensington. It's not Richmond. It's not Brownsburg.
Right. Absolutely. For sure. I don't know, man. Better days ahead. Literally.
Oh, absolutely.
Better days are for sure ahead here in the city, and hopefully all over the country, man. We really hope that things change.
All these people that ran, we can go back to Obama, right? So Hohenstein beat out John Taylor, who was a Republican here, staple for years, didn't he? No, John Taylor didn't run.
Well, John Taylor kind of just gave it up.
Yeah, he came in.
He was like a 30-year,
Right.
25, 30
He's
year
a
guy.
30-year guy, and then we get Hohenstein, who takes the crown. He makes his whole campaign change, right? He's a change guy. Let's change from these Republicans. It's the 177th. There's usually Republicans. You know, that's why they had John Taylor forever. Let's show them. Let's change it now, right? And that's what it is. He ran on change.
Right.
And look how your neighborhood has changed. And you know what? He's going to be back on the ballot. He's going to be back on the ballot come May, and you're going to have a choice.
Right. Absolutely. Everybody has a choice.
Show them how much it's
You
changed.
just got to get out there. Get out there and vote.
And the people that vote,
Get out
well,
there
it's,
and vote.
people, if you're going to vote, you're going to vote. If you're not going to vote, you're not going to vote. People that vote, listen and look and research these people. See what they're doing. See who funds them. You know, that's the big thing.
Right. Right.
And my thing is, you want a politician that you can reach, right? Are people, and I've been asking people, how's been with Hohenstein? And I'll hear, oh, well, you know what, I was doing this and that, and then I saw someone that works for Martino, and then he got my fixed street eventually, but then it caved in again.
Right. Right.
You know, it's that kind of stuff. When we see the streets are caving in.
Streets are terrible.
You know what they're doing? They're arguing for bike laws in public school, or to teach bike law courses and Vision Zero courses in the public school curriculum. That's what they're arguing for. It's happening. Sorry, it's happening. Look at Vision Zero. Look at public school.
Well, not finance.
It's not finance. No, it's, you know what it is.
Not finance.
They're teaching your kids how to cross the street with their senses, but they're doing it from first grade to 8th grade, and something you can teach them when they're 4 or 5 years old in kindergarten.
Jesus Christ, man. I don't know.
Any good interaction here?
I don't know. I mean, like, this is...
We can go for a little bit here.
This is only... well, yeah, we're about to cut this. We're at an hour almost already.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've... this is our second episode on YouTube.
On YouTube, I'm excited.
Second episode on YouTube. Basically, what happens is...
Look at the production difference.
I know, it's a huge video quality-wise. It's better. I got some new equipment for audio. Audio is probably crystal clear at this point. But basically, what I do is immediately put this on Facebook afterwards.
Oh, nice.
Immediately. Just until our YouTube audience grows a little bit, because YouTube obviously changed a hell of a lot.
I had issues with iTunes, too, before. It takes like 24 hours sometimes, you know.
Oh, yeah,
it's like,
right.
Doing sports.
Right,
2 days
right.
is gone. It's like, what the
right.
going to listen to that?
Right.
People want it for that work.
Absolutely.
Work from you, baby.
Right. So, yeah, but yeah, everything will be up on Facebook and iTunes tomorrow morning. I've created like a little bit of a system for myself, I guess you could say.
Nice.
But yeah, man, that's...
You never thought about making like a sarcasm digital network, you know?
What do you mean?
Getting people from the neighborhood that are interested, someone that might be experts in certain fields, people might just be thought-provoking people, bring them together. They can do little shows, have little branches off. You do your own podcast, and then you say, yo, you want a Wednesday night? They can do maybe have some a book club type podcast, or a crime podcast.
I mean, shit, we can definitely...
Yeah,
I'm gonna pick your brain about that in like 5 minutes.
Because again, we're like St. Mike's,
sure,
we have opportunities that people that if you have a good idea, reach out. We can hook you up. You know,
absolutely.
We can do things
for sure.
Cool.
Absolutely. Let's fucking do it, baby.
Risky
Let's go.
Biscuits, best fantasy team of all time.
Risky Biscuits. Mine's Uncle Ned's kids. That's mine and every one. Watch out for Uncle Ned's kids coming to a fantasy.
That's a good one.
Draft near you.
Wow. Seltzers. Delicious.
I know. We reached out to the Island podcast earlier today to see where in Philly, because they came out with a new spiked iced tea. It was a collaboration between the Island podcast, Sea Isle Ice, and Hoop Tea. I'm dying to get my hands on these things, man. I really want to try them. They're sold out of Wildwood everywhere. They're getting flooded. Wildwood.
So who made them?
Hoop Tea.
Hoop Tea.
Hoop Tea made them. Collaborated with Sea Isle Ice, and then the Island Podcast's logo is on the can.
What? Who's nuts? Damn.
I know. Well, they were. I believe that Hoop Tea sponsored the podcast. I know.
What's Sea Isle Ice?
It's just an ice company on the whole shore points in Jersey.
That's sick.
Right. So
I saw Jason Kelsey with that. That's pretty sick.
Oh yeah. So they got it, and I want to try it. I can't wait. Apparently today is the first day it hit Philly. The FOP has it. The FOP has cans now. I mean, it's it's blowing up, and maybe next episode, maybe Saturday if we do a show.
I'm around this weekend. You find out, I'll beeline it there, grab a case.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'm down because I've been.
Well, they're everywhere now. They just restocked everywhere. I mean, I don't know what it's going to be like by by Saturday.
Seafood and hard iced teas. That's what I do all summer, baby.
Seafood and hard iced teas.
Yes.
Dude, by the time you're like 35, you're going to have gout in fucking both elbows.
Yeah, it's all right.
Now, but look, episode number 9, man. Chris Kerns, Learn with Kerns, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, come check us out. Follow the social media at learn_with_Kerns on Instagram.
Doing great things, man.
Christopher Kerns on Facebook. We'll post our weekly activity list. If you want to throw them in for a day, that's fine. You're stuck for a babysitter, drop them off. If you see we're having a special presenter that you think looks cool, definitely swing through. Certain things may be free out in the street, like when we have the SWAT, firefighters. That's all free. Anyone can come.
Absolutely. Let's go. Let's do it.
We'll keep it on that post.
Great.
And hopefully we have right around Labor Day or maybe right after Labor Day an end of year block party for everyone to come out to.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're in the plans. That's what the kids are saving up for. So we're going to throw down for them.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. I'll be there.
We're talking
for
bouncy
sure.
house. Bouncy house.
Bouncy house, primo parties.
Absolutely.
Primo. Let's give a little bit of primo parties. Block party, birthday, anything that you have. They got everything you need. Big water slides, slip and slides, obstacle courses, dunk tank. They got anything you want. I mean, come on. Who zip lines? Who wouldn't want to see Commish Chris up on a dunk tank to throw a ball at? I would.
We can get all those Ben Simmons truthers, or what do you want to call them, loyalists, or no, apologists. All the Ben Simmons
right.
good vibe apologists. You can come to Trenton Ave, St. Michael's Church, and put me in a dunk tank.
Let's go. Let's do it. Let's put Commish Chris in a dunk tank.
That'd be great.
Listen.
Ben Simmons can come too.
Thank you, brother. For coming on. For sure. Absolutely. Let's get it done. July 31st. July 31st at the Sportsplex in Feasterville. Art of War 31, I believe. Sarcasm Podcast. We'll be doing a podcast live during the show. We'll have a booth there. Maybe some shirts, some pins, some magnets to give out while we're there. And we're going to see Franny Kubak kick some ass sea bass. So, yeah, Art of War, July 31st. Make sure you tune in. 7 o'clock start time. Tickets, hit me up. I can put you in the right direction. Hit Franny Kubak up on Facebook or Instagram. And, yeah, let's have a good time. And, again, I want to thank Chris Kerns for coming on. Learn with Kerns on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, we're going year-round, too. We're going to have all types of after-school programs, tutoring sessions. If you have a son or daughter who goes to Hackett, Adair, St. Laurentius, any of the academies that are located on Kensington, Front Street. I know that St. Anne's is LaGoria Academy, I believe it's called.
Okay.
It's the old St. Anne's now, maybe. Well, everything.
Absolutely. I'm pumped to see it grow, man. I'll be right here with you. We love you guys. Thank you. Second podcast on YouTube, live video, iTunes. Check us out wherever you listen to your podcasts. Until next time, episode 10, we're going to come in with a banger. We love you guys, and bye.